The clinic hummed, a soft, almost imperceptible vibration behind the walls. What the engineers called resonant lag, the residual side effect of building anything too close to a temporal rail. Dr. Lyra Kane barely noticed it anymore. She sat at her desk, fingers hovering above the holo display, reviewing the intake file with growing confusion. No glass, no ID match, no biometrics in any archive. According to the brief interview conducted by the AI gatekeeper, the man claimed he was born in 2223. The year was 2195. Lyra sipped her coffee and pressed the buzzer. "Mr. Glass, you can come in." The man who entered walked like he didn't quite belong to the room, or to the year. He moved too slowly, like gravity had to keep reminding him it was real. Early 30s by appearance, dressed plainly but with a style just slightly off. Like a simulation of fashion remembered imperfectly, his eyes darted toward corners at things that weren't there yet. He sat in the chair across from her and folded his hands tightly. "I don't think I exist yet," he said. Lyra didn't react, not outwardly. People who couldn't remember if they'd already lived a moment. People who aged in reverse over weeks. People who insisted their parents hadn't been born yet. "Can you tell me more about that?" "I remember things that haven't happened," Noah said, his voice low and even. "Cities that don't exist, tech that hasn't been invented. I miss people I've never met." Lyra paused her recorder. "You're showing signs of temporal psychosis. Stage 3 at least," he nodded like he already knew. "That's not the part that scares me," he said. "The part that scares me is this. What if I'm not sick? What if I'm just early?" Later that night, Lyra couldn't sleep. She reran his DNA through off-grid filters, military-grade archives that tracked anomalies for state use. One match came up, one Noah Glass. Birth date, December 4th, 2223. Not born yet, not even in gestation. A classified embryo from a government cryo-womb initiative. There was a maternal match, mother, Dr. Lyra Kane. She stared at the screen. It flickered just once, and for a brief moment, she saw her own face reflected back in the blank display. Older, tired, wearing a coat she'd never owned. She called in sick the next morning. But Noah arrived anyway. "You saw it, didn't you?" he asked as he stepped into her office uninvited. "My record," Lyra nodded slowly. "You're not supposed to be here." "I know," his voice was shaking now. His hands flickered subtly, like a projection trying to stabilize. The lights in the clinic dimmed as if reacting to his presence. "I think something pulled me too early. A fracture, a rip. I don't know how long I have here, but I remember you," he said, almost pleading. "I remember you as someone else, as someone who saves me." "What do you mean?" Lyra asked. "You taught me how to anchor myself. You gave me a name. You told me I came from love." Lyra's throat tightened. She didn't remember any of this. Not yet. The next day, he was gone. No record of him entering the building. Security footage corrupted. Time does that sometimes. Takes something back when it arrives too soon. Weeks passed. Lyra found herself staring at the sky differently, thinking about cities that hadn't been built, people who hadn't been born, wondering what would happen if she filled out the cryo-motherhood registration form she'd always deleted. And late one night, she opened a journal she didn't remember starting. On the first page, in her handwriting, were 3 words: "Anchor him gently."